So we're 1 week away from Canelo versus Berlanga. Have my thoughts changed on this fight? Well, originally I was very unexcited. Obviously, I saw that Berlanga's only had sort of 2 wins at a decent level, neither of which were like a 1 round KO. So my thoughts were originally like, oh, this guy is not ready for Canelo at all. But I am a little bit excited now that we're getting closer to the fight. I mean, Berlanga's got size. He's a huge guy. I don't know how he gets down to super middleweight. So if he can use size to his advantage, a bit like Tyson Fury does, lean on him, make it difficult, smother him, that could be an advantage. And he prides himself as a power puncher. Have we seen Canelo fight an out power puncher? Not for a while. Obviously, he's never lost to a power puncher, so it's not to say that he's got a weakness to power punches, but it will be interesting to see a different version of Canelo. How does he deal with a bigger guy, a power puncher? And I guess I was a little bit surprised to see that he took the Berlanga fight, because I didn't think Canelo was fighting super middleweights, like natural super middleweights anymore. The guys he'd fought before that had been, middleweights. Jaime Munguia is a natural middleweight, but he came up. So I think it will be interesting. There's a little bit of jeopardy. Obviously, the size, the punch power. You've got the whole Puerto Rico versus Mexico dynamic rivalry. So there's a little bit of intrigue, but I think my prediction is still that I think Canelo will have too much for Berlanga. I think his boxing skill is going to be too much for Berlanga's power and size. We've seen in some big fights recently that power doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win a fight. Look at Chris Smith versus Ragpaw, for example. Ragpaw's trainer was bragging about how he hits harder than Anthony Joshua. Probably a bit of a brag, but, he was a knockout artist. He hit hard. Smith used good boxing tactics and, outworked a power puncher. And you look at the heavyweights, for example, someone like Derek Chisora. He hits really hard. A lot of people have come out saying, Derek Chisora, he hits like a train. Johnny Fisher said it felt like an electric shock going through your body when you get hit with a punch from Chisora. Usyk, Dave Allen, all these top heavyweights have come out saying Chisora hits really hard. We saw him drop Joyce in his last fight, but, the guy's not in the top 5, top 10 heavyweights in the world. So, I think for me, this fight is a reminder that power isn't everything. And I do think Canelo's going to have too much for Berlanga. I mean, I like that Berlanga's talking a good game. He's building the fight. So I can see why he's picked the fight. If it's not necessarily a 50-50 fight, I think he still brings a lot to the table. He can talk well. He's big, he's powerful. The Mexico-Puerto Rico rivalry. But I think Berlanga's quite a few fights off being ready for Canelo. I think for Berlanga, someone like Pacheco would make more sense. Or Munguia, you just want a few more fights. You want to be going into the Canelo fight, at the prime of your life. And even then, it might not be enough, right? We saw, Caleb Plant, prime of his career, still continue down with Canelo. But I would say I am a little bit more excited for the fight than I was when it was first announced. Just because I've been intrigued to see how is Canelo going to deal with the size, the power. I mean, I still think Canelo's going to win. I don't feel sort of nervous for Canelo, going into this fight as I would maybe a Benavidez fight. But there's still a little bit of jeopardy. So what else is going on in the world of boxing? Well, I think Munguia's fighting again soon. But the only real big news coming up soon is, of course, Daniel Dubois versus Anthony Joshua on September the 21st. They had a bit of a heated face-off. I did a review of that in my last video, so go and check that out if you want to. But yeah, I think it's gonna be fireworks. Joshua's really, sort of up for it. He's not doing that sort of like fake media. He's not being like the golden boy for the media anymore. He's just sort of being his own thing. Like, he's just sitting there in a vest and his face off, sort of looking like he wants to punch someone's face in. I think he's just being himself, right? And you've got to admire that. And, Danny Dubois has been a bit cheeky. He's in the form of his career. His partnership with Don Charles is looking really good. There's a very exciting undercard. So, all in all, after a little bit of a boring week month for boxing. I think because Caterwall Prograis got pushed back, that was another fight to look forward to. Oh, Johnny Fisher, that his fight against Rudenko's got pushed back as well. So yeah, after a little bit of a frustrating month of boxing, we have got some, I wouldn't say like amazing fight, Canelo versus Berlanga, but we got some decent fights coming up. Danny Dubois versus AJ. I do feel like it's going to be fireworks with a pretty exciting undercard as well. I did a review of the undercard a few videos back as well. So yeah, check that out if you would like to. So yeah, that's all for today. I thought I'd just do a little catch up, a little preview on my feelings for Berlanga versus Canelo and how they've changed, you know, from when the fight was initially announced to now being 1 week away. So yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Who do you think is going to win this fight? Are you excited for this fight? And what about Danny Dubois versus AJ? Leave me your preview. Leave me your prediction for that as well. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.